Welcome to another episode. I'm Kyle. This time I'm going over all the clips and how I created the intro sequence for this video. Check it out. The new vlog intro. Hope everybody has been really liking it so far. I kind of changed a few things up, added a couple clips, rebranded everything to strictly now Knocked Out Films. It's been a long time coming, but Knocked Out Films makes a lot more sense since it's my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. All of that is all under Knocked Out Films, so might as well brand the channel that same way. The first clip that everybody gets to see as it spells out the letters, Ethan Page and Airwolf, and yeah, they do this crazy move off the top rope, and I was at like the perfect spot with my camera to catch that, and it's so impactful, and I thought it was a great way to kick off the video. Just, you know, these two incredibly talented wrestlers just diving right into the screen. And then the next shot is my friend Jenna M., who is a pole dancer and performer. This was during the Dolls Must Die showcase for Dollhouse, which is a Minneapolis-based pole studio. I was able to shoot a couple of their shows. I did the video highlights for her, and I always loved how that footage turned out. It was at a location called the Poorhouse. That was the venue they used for that show. Next one was a self-portrait, which will be a future video. How I put together that self-portrait. Very much me being as lazy as possible. This was at the beginning of the stay-at-home stuff, but it's like we were told, like, you can still go out, you can still, you know, go for walks. So I did a quick walk through one of the parks. The next clip was a clip of Stephen Maloney, my senior seminar film in college, that was titled The Odd Squad. He was a comic book character, very much in the Batman archetype, and he had just escaped from being tortured and was taking out two goons. One of those goons was myself, because even though I was directing this scene, I still had to make a little bit of a cameo because it was my senior sem project. The next photo after that was a clip from the Saber Legion. This was their TSL event that they had taking place at the Kennedy Event Center, I believe it was, in Bloomington. It was over a weekend, and lots of lightsaber duels and all that fun stuff. And I just wanted to show off this as one of the kind of nerdier side of the stuff that I do. Then right after that, my incredibly frequent collaborator, Cheryl Birch, and I did a video at the Minsky Theater, and we got some super cool footage. Cheryl's a contortionist, an aerialist, an instructor. Check her out at Bend It Like Birch on a lot of the social media stuff. I'll have the link below. Her and I have done so many things together that we've lost count, between shows, photo shoot ideas. She's going to be on a future episode as well, going over all of our collaborations and all the fun stuff that we've done together. The next clip was from a project I did right after her film school that was called The Unicorn Diatribes. It was a comedy troupe. My friend Joey Kramer, for his senior project, he did a B horror movie called Squiders, and he got this puppet made. We're not doing another Squiders, we don't think, but we want to use this puppet for something, and we decided, you know what would be funny? This puppet's gonna do movie reviews, and he's going to not get them correct at all. So the clip that I used this from was actually an episode I wrote and directed that was the Squiter, who I think we just ended up calling Carl. The Squiter was reviewing The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but the Squiter thought it was the next James Bond movie because Daniel Craig was in it. And that was a premise that I thought was really funny, and just decided, it's like, oh, no, we're going to use this for Squiter Talks, after we'd done a couple of them. The next clip was also from the Dolls Must Die show, and it's of my friends Emma Blair and Shel Violet doing a duet piece, and just had to include that. That was super cool. Behind the scenes shot from Squiters, and that behind the scenes shot I used as part of my Midwest No Budget YouTube video that is on this channel as well. And I just thought, it's like, oh, this is a fun out of nowhere shot. It's, that's Pat Thompson and Ben Efron just running around this corner soaked in blood. You have no idea what's going on, and it just ended up being a cool little visual. I don't do weddings that often. I only do them when it is people that I know and trust, because weddings are incredibly difficult. And this was the most laid-back wedding I've ever shot. It was great. And I just wanted to show off a little bit different and part of my skill set. The next couple clips I had to include because this is the last wrestling show that I shot before the COVID quarantine started. And that was First Wrestling Saturday Night Nitro. After the show, I got to film a bunch of stuff with Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, just walking around the mall, just having fun. I wish I would have filmed more, but we were in a bit of a time crunch, and those guys, like OC, I've worked with a bunch before, or he'd been on shows for the last year or so. At that point, actually, I think exactly a year, because he debuted in the March show of 2018 for First Wrestling, of 2019, excuse me, for First Wrestling, and that was the first time I'd met Danhausen. Danhausen was super fun, always up for anything collab-wise, so hopefully when all this is said and done, I get to work with the two of them once again. The next shot was one of the episodes that I used for my creativity check series with my friend Stickwitch, Zoe. She's so much fun to work with. Was a lot of fun. We both froze our butts off. We thought it was warming up. It wasn't. Then the next shot after that was Priscilla Kelly doing a penalty kick onto Elena Black. This also was one of the ringside footage that I got from Saturday Night Nitro show. I love wrestling. I wanted to include as many wrestling things as I could in this intro. The next one was my friend Kalen the Clown. This was another episode that I did of Creativity Check, this time in studio. So it was actually nice and warm, and it was pleasant, and Kalen was super fun to work with. And then the last was from one of the First Ave shows, one of the WrestlePalooza shows. It was Darren Corbin taking on Ryan Cruz, and Darren Corbin throwing the chair and just nailing Ryan Cruz right in the head with the chair. And my history, and the history of the two of them, All three of us grew up in the same hometown. They are a year ahead of me, but like Darren and I are very good friends. Ryan and I are pretty good friends. So I had to include a clip of the two of them, and I figured it would be best to do something super impactful like that quick, sudden and chair shot. And then how I put everything together, I had my typeface for the Knocked Out Films logo, and I took and highlighted each of the red letters for each individual letter, put those on basically a white background, put that as a fill on top, as a layer on top, and then use the soft light blending mode to eliminate the white space, but kind of brighten it up a little bit, but still keep that red and interesting thing, so that the highlight was, this red right there. And then what I did was I separated the layers for Knocked Out Films and moved the background. It was a great gradient behind it, and moved that around almost as if it's a spotlight searching, and then just blended everything together and figured it looked super cool. So thank everyone for tuning in to this video, and like and subscribe and all that fun stuff.